My restaurant is, like I already say, I always want to improve my restaurant, like something different and something better. I always try to do that. Vietnamese food, it's more difficult to cook because it takes like long time to marinate. Usually, a lot of food we marinate overnight. I try to tell my server and try to help people, try to help them, try the good food and give them the good food. A lot of people, they say, they come over here and they told me, oh, my friend introduced me to come to High End. So that made me so proud because, I know my food is good and my restaurant is, people love it.
Darren, high end means good food, good life. Does it live up to its name?
I think it does. As you know, it's in an area called Little Saigon. There's a lot of Vietnamese restaurants in that area and a lot of Vietnamese folks living around that neighborhood. High End is right in the middle of the neighborhood. It's extremely authentic, and the food is authentic and delicious.
Now, as a travel writer, your work has taken you to Vietnam, so you're speaking with some experience here.
Yes, Vietnam is actually a place where I thought the food was just as good there. Sometimes you go to a place and you like the fake food back home better than you like there. I happen to like it there, but I also think that High End rivals anything that we had when we were in Vietnam.
I would somewhat agree with you. I think I'd give it 3/4 of the way towards a yum. I'm a tough critic here.
Okay.
We ordered a lot of stuff. I think if we didn't order so much, it would have been higher up. But I think we over-order. So, when you order 15 things off of a menu with 800 choices, you're going to wind up with some things that just don't live up. But overall, I definitely liked it.
I mean, I think that the quality of the ingredients they use are the top.
I would definitely agree with that. There were no boxes and no cans going on.
Everything.
No boxes and no cans.
Everything
Yeah, I would
fresh.
agree with that.
A lot of the authentic dishes also, it's accessible to visitors. You can ask questions, but it's also very real. They have a lot of the real unique dishes that you would get when while you were in Vietnam.
The snapper, we got that, and that was fabulous. I thought that was one of the best snappers I've had anywhere. You didn't like it?
No,
Really?
I went in and when I went to that restaurant, I had never been to a Vietnamese restaurant before, first of all. So it was a unique neighborhood. It reminded me sort of Chinatown since I hadn't been there. I like spicy food, and I said, what's good and spicy on here? She said, this red snapper. So I ordered that, and they piled on the peppers and everything. And
It's that salsa.
The
like
salsa.
The chopped pepper salsa.
The fish was large enough for probably 6 people.
Large portion.
And you have to take it apart yourself, which I was pretty messy when I work at that.
They don't fillet it for you
Right.
at that
That's
restaurant.
part of the fun, though.
Right.
Yeah,
It's part of the
chop
experience.
the head
It's part of
off,
the
skin it,
experience
take the
of being there.
bones out.
I didn't mind
There
it.
you go.
But and then I put the rice on. But the one thing that I had is that it appeared as though the fish itself hadn't been seasoned.
I will agree with you on that point, is they put the sauce on the bottom, kind of like a creme
Exact. So it sits in it.
anglaise for dessert, and
Right.
then they don't flip it.
Exactly.
So you have to realize that when the top's a little dry, you have to flip
You
this
have to
fish
flip
over
Right.
and let
found
it
out-
absorb some of the sauce.
After I
on
took
the
it all
bottom,
apart,
and
I
then
found
it's
that out.
fabulous.
Right.
Right.
Darren, for somebody that's never had Vietnamese food, how would you describe Vietnamese food versus like Chinese food or Thai food?
It's compared to Chinese food, it's certainly less oily and more brothy, soupy. There's a lot of things in broth and in soup, which in turn makes it lighter. When you eat a Vietnamese meal, you feel sort of healthy at the end of it. There's not a lot of sauces weighing it down.
We ordered the boiled beef soup or whatever.
Pho.
The pho.
It's a very
yeah.
popular
Which
Vietnamese dish.
they recommended. And to me, first of all, the noodles were missing. It was supposed to have noodles and they were lost. They never showed up in our dish. Okay? And I just found it to be very not flavorful.
Right.
And that sort of was a disappointment because it started out really high. I was like, oh, this place is a double yum.
Right, right.
And then when we got to that soup and to the 7 courses of beef, it was very dry and very charred, and maybe it's supposed to be that way. We
And
didn't get that way.
I thought the opposite. It was real cuts of beef, first of all. And they were tender and delicious, and the sauce was a light sauce, but just perfect.
Is there like like, if anything's dry, you're over it.
I'm very saucy.
You're
I'm
very
a saucy.
saucy.
Kind of
I
girl.
think we all agree you're very
I'm
saucy.
very
Very saucy.
saucy.
Oh,
I think that's like
and
the-
sassy.
We can all
I
agree.
think we should have a toast to the snapper at high end.
All right.
And to your sauciness.
My sauciness, yeah. A double yum. No.
Sassiness.
Your sauciness is a double yum. Les, what else did you have?
I had the spring rolls for an appetizer.
A classic Vietnamese item.
Right, and they were very good. And then at the end, we ordered the dessert, which was the
Banana and tapioca?
yeah. It
The
tastes
presentation's plain,
yeah,
but the
it
flavor
tastes
is
much
strong.
better
Yeah,
than it
flavor's
looks.
good, yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
Because to look at, if somebody just shoved that in front of you, you'd say, "Oh no," but it really
looks like
did
the second
taste
time
good.
around.
Well, you know, tapioca in Vietnam is very prevalent. I mean, you see people eating straight tapioca, you know, right out of their hands. You see it in the little fruity drinks, the
bubble teas.
the bubble teas and all that. You see tapioca. It's used in all sorts of things.
One of the things I loved, we got the mini crepes with the shrimp, and I thought that was fabulous.
I've had that before.
I could have eaten
Prior
all
visit, I've had
15
that.
of
Yeah,
them on
that's
the
a
plate,
delicious
whatever.
dish.
Double yum?
Delicious. Double yum.
Yeah, yeah.
We ordered a lot. They were looking at
like
us
it,
like,
yeah.
what is this? We're a little hungry. Bring it on.
Finish it. You didn't finish it all.
We finished a lot of it, I
Finished a lot
have
of
to
it?
say.
Really?
Impressive, yeah.
Well, Darren, this was your selection. Give us a summary.
You know, delicious, authentic Vietnamese food. A little easier for someone who's not as familiar with Vietnamese food in a neighborhood which is worth exploring afterwards.
Marna?
Authentic, fresh, great service, great atmosphere, and I would definitely go back again and try the other 700 things that we missed.
And Les?
I would recommend that people would go up there just for the experience of being in Vietnam, I guess you would call it. And perhaps I would go again, maybe, and pick some of the things off the menu myself.
Well, you can check out the wonders of Argyle Street at High End, 1055 West Argyle, 773-561-4077. Open for lunch and dinner every day of the week except Wednesdays. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $12.